Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mr. Praveen from Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology. I am glad to present my research work on electric field exosome lysis and quantification of TSG101 derived protein using electrochemical sensing. I will cover here introduction of exosome, its importance and their application. I'll also discuss standard exosome isolation technique and their lysis, followed by objective and future work. Extracellular vesicles released by the cell into extracellular space. They are divided into protein. They are divided into exosome, microvesicles, and a peptide body. In this work, we have focus on exosome. It contains protein, DNA, RNA, and other biomolecules that can reflect the origin of cell. Exosome are crucial parameter in cell-to-cell communication and also share the vital information among them. It contains several biomarkers such as surface biomarker. These biomarkers can be used to identify and distinguish them. In this work, we have focused on cargo protein TSG101 to monitor the cancer at early stage. Why exosome-based liquid biopsy is important over the circulating tumor cell. Circulating tumors are only found in the blood, which are rare, but exosomes are abundant in all the body fluids. CTC enter in the bloodstream only when cancer is well established, but exosome enter even when there are few cancer cells. Every bunch of exosome released by the particular cell will have some identification. If we capture the exosome and find out their protein content, then we can tell which type of cancer is being progressed. Exosomal protein profile in different type of the cancer. Here, overexpression of TSG101 protein linked with the several cancers such as breast, lungs, etc. Apart from that, it can be also used to diagnose the neurodegenerative disease. Density gradient ultracentrifuge is a standard technique to isolate exosome. Like it needs ultracentrifuge instrument that can reach 100 to 200,000 G. First, here in this case, we have to remove the basic cell and cell debris from the blood and then spin the supernatant in the ultracentrifuge instrument multiple time at 100 to 200,000 G. After that, arrange a tube with different density, add the supernatant in this and spin it. After some time, exosome will settle at a particular location. Here we can see the tiny particle. We can exactly go to that location and collect the exosome. Limitation of this technique is that it needs ultracentrifuge instrument, which is risky and expensive. Apart from that, it can also damage the small exosome during this process. Once exosomes are isolated, they are exposed to detergent. And in the case of detergent lysing, like after lysing, it is difficult to remove the detergent from the sample. So it can contaminate the sample and also affect the lysate quality. Furthermore, like exosome are sensitive to the detergent, it can denature the biomarker. As we have seen, like standard exosome lysis, standard exosome isolation technique are complex and time consuming, and detergent based lysis affect the lysate quality and denature the biomarker. So our objective is to develop a simple, efficient method to isolate exosome and lyse it without detergent and ultracentrifuge. In this present work, we have used a screen-printed gold electrode to isolate exosome from the human serum and quantify it by using electrical signal. This is the experimental setup, and workflow of this technique is involves several steps: exosome immobilization, electric field lysis, and quantification of release protein using Faradic and non-Faradic EIS sensing. All these things I'll explain in upcoming slide. Exosome immobilization. This is like working electrode of screen printed electrode. So this is a gold surface. If we are directly incubating serum on the gold surface, it will get observed. So to prevent this, we have functionalized the surface with a polyethylene glycol that is called PEG. That will once we introduce the PEG on the gold surface, it will form the covalent bond that is called as a gold thiolate bond. After that, we have used the EDC NHS chemistry that can like that can activate the carboxyl group of PEG and also enable the formation of amide bond between the amino group of antibody and carboxyl group of PEG. After that, we have incubated the serum on the surface to facilitate the exosome immobilization, followed by elution and NTA quantification. And from there, here we have found that we have isolated 10 to the power 7 exosome in 100 microliter of human serum. Once exosome are isolated, like we have immobilized the exosome on the gold surface, and then we have kept the buffer over there and we applied the electrical signal to lyse it. Exosome are like lipid bilayer vesicles. It contains positive charge of phosphate group and negative charge of hydrogen chain. When we are applying the electrical signal, it will change its like surface charge. And this alteration of surface charge can create the hydrophilic pore or also like break the membrane. In either case, it will release the encapsulated protein. Once they are like lyse, it can we have detected using the EIS and non-Faradic and non-Faradic EIS sensing. In the Faradic EIS sensing, we observe that there is a progressive increase in the semicircular diameter of Nyquist plot and charge transfer resistance at every stage of sensor development. That can confirming the multiple layer formation on the electrode surface as increase in the RCT signifies that molecules are binding on the electrode surface, and this binding can further inhibit the charge transfer between the electrode and the redox reagent. And here we, from the data, we have observed that SPE have like bare SPE have a minimum RCT value, whereas the electrode treated with the lysate have the higher RCT. So this trend is signified associated with the concentration of protein here. As more protein is bound to the surface, it can further inhibit the charge transfer resistance, charge transfer, and that can increase the RCT value. In the non-Faradic, like instead of measuring RCT here, we have measured the electrical double layer capacitance. This data also shows that like it is increasing progressively with the, at every stage of sensor progression. So as we have seen that Faradic and non-Faradic both are here consistent. So we have used the Faradic sensing for further analysis because like it is a simple and label-free characteristic and it is suitable for compact and label-free device. To quantify the protein, we have generated a standard curve using the known concentration of protein and then isolated exosome were lysed and compared with the standard curve. Here we have seen that voltage is a key parameter here as higher voltage effectively lyse the protein and release their target protein. And this is validated with the standard gold standard technique ELISA. The conclusion, like we have successfully eliminated the need of ultracentrifuge here by isolating exosome directly on the gold surface. And in this process, we avoided the use of detergent lysis, make this process simple and efficient. We isolated 10 to the power 7 exosome in 100 microliter of human serum and lysed them in just 10 minutes. Like limit of detection of this technique is 0.1 nanogram per ml. If our surface is pre-functionalized from the complete process, from the exosome immobilization and quantification can be done within a 2 hours. This technique has a potential to further reduce the time, complexity, and resources for exosome analysis. This technique can be integrated in a compact platform for a point of care technique. Further research is needed to validate this process for a clinical application. Thank you.